Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It is Sunday morning and we are going to go ahead and do the sales update. A lot of people wonder if it's difficult to do $1,000 in net profit weekly on eBay or reselling, and I'm going to go over kind of my experience with that and share how difficult it has been. I would say it's pretty tough. It is to get to that mark. It's been a lot of 60 to 70 hour weeks, sourcing, listing, shipping. Some of it goes into the content, obviously, but not a ton of time. And there's just a lot that goes into it. You need X amount of budget, especially when you first start up, because when you start and you have 0 items, your first 100 items listed, you might not get a sale in the first 30 days. Hopefully you do. I did. But, as you build up your store, you get more and more sales. But when you first start, you've got to have a budget. And I allocated about $500 a week to this for the last 3 months. And that's how I've been able to build my inventory up to where we're at now, which is about 2,400 items. The goal was to get to 5,000 by Christmas. I've been a bit more picky about what I'm selecting out there, stuff with higher sell-through rate. So I think I'm shifting that goal. I think the goal is to get to 3,000 by Christmas. If I can have a 3,000 item store with a 50% 90-day turnover, I think we'll be doing all right. That should be somewhere around the goal by the end of the year, which is $2,000 in net profit per week. So double where we're at, but the momentum is building. This was the last week of what they call summer slowdown. It was a holiday weekend. I was pretty concerned and pretty sure that I wasn't going to make it. But let's go over the numbers and see how we did. So for this past week, I did $1,772.60 in gross sales. So that was up 17.9% from last period. There were about $670 in costs, which left us with net sales or net profit of $1,092.87. So we made the mark, which last night I was looking and I didn't think I was going to make it. I was at about $980 and a sale came through, which you'll see that was just over $100, which pushed us clear over the mark, which is fantastic. I was stressing about it a little bit. I wanted to make sure I hit that goal by this time. It was a big goal that I had for basically since I started. I mean, this is $1,000 a week in net profit is kind of where you can start relaxing a little bit. Obviously you want to keep the gears turning, that's not great money, but that's enough money that you're sourcing $300 to $500 worth of inventory a week. You're still netting, $500-600 in profit a week that can go towards bills, go towards groceries. It's definitely enough to keep the lights on, keep things moving, and the bank account slowly growing a little bit, if you're good with your money, I suppose. So it's okay. This is livable wage. This is this was my first big goal. So fantastic. I'm super excited to share that with you guys. Next, we've got the quantity sold. I've been averaging 40 to 50 a week. This past period, we did 63 items, which is awesome and hopefully indicative of weeks to come as we get busier and busier into Q4. Average sales price was up 12.3%, $28.14, which is great. I'm shooting to get to around $30 average sale price. My average item with costs is probably about $3. So $30 minus shipping, minus eBay fees is going to leave about $20, maybe $18 to $20. And then you've got a $3 cost for the item. So it puts me around $15 profit per item, which is ideal. Let's see. Let's go over the top 10 sales for this week. Starting with the one that put us over the edge right at the last minute last night. It was about 10 o'clock, which I couldn't believe it came through. Revit motorcycle pants, Airwave 3. They're just like heavy duty motorcycle pants, padded knees. And that sold for $119.78 with shipping. Second in line, we've got Panasonic forehead OmniVision. It's a VCR. That sold for $57.15 with shipping. Nothing special. It's not like a DVD VCR combo, but people are buying VCRs. Then we have the last golf club. So I bought those 3 golf clubs for 99 cents each. The first one sold for over 100. The second one sold for around 50, and this one sold for $54.84 or 85 cents with shipping. So that was a great pickup. I spent $3 and made about 200 on those 3. Then we have La Sportivas, women's Tarantulace rock climbing shoes. I got these at the bins. They're small, they're only a size 8, and they're super light, so they probably cost me about $1. Those went for $52.71 with shipping. Great find there. Then a FootJoy Thermo Series golf zip-up. It's like a heavier FootJoy kind of jacket. That went for $49.80 with shipping. Then I just picked these up. I think I did pay $8 for them, which is fine. They were 7 for all mankind. They're boot cut jeans. Good size, 31 by 33, and they went for $40.35 with shipping. And then this was one of my favorite finds. If it was in my size, I may have kept it, but they were Vineyard Vines. They are they're called breaker pants, but they're corduroys, and they have ducks embroidered all over them, which I thought was pretty cool. But those went for $39.99 with shipping. Then we have, and I'm breaking into electronics a little bit, so the idea is I'm going to get away from women's clothes a little bit, not entirely, but start moving towards some electronics and kitchen appliance type stuff, and start moving that. It's just got a higher average sale, and sell through on some of the stuff is really good. You can get it for around the same price as some of the clothes I'm getting. So, you know, a lot of this stuff is like $6 to $10 to $12. So I'm starting to look through and find some better stuff, and as I learn more, it'll get easier. That's one of the beauties of this job. As you do it more, it gets easier because you just know what to look for. It's so much quicker. You don't have to look everything up. I mean, you still want to be looking stuff up when you're out there because there's plenty of stuff. I mean, there's always going to be new brands you never heard of. But this was a Presto Tater Twister Curly Cutter potato fries veggie. It's just like a potato, an automated potato cutter. And it went for $38.80 with shipping. I picked that up for, I think, $3. Then we have 511 tactical jeans. These were size 32, so good size. They went for $36.67 with shipping. And then last on the list, if you guys watch my videos, you'll hear me talk about them quite a bit, but they sell really well for me. Curve Appeal women's jeans, size 14, 32, so they're a little bit bigger, but kind of close on the edge of the really common popular sizes. And those went for $35.95 shipped. So those were the top 10 sales of the week. Nothing crazy. I mean, the motorcycle pants were good. I did pay $15 for them, but I've only had them listed for like 3 weeks, and they sold for over 100. So that was a great find. But if you guys do enjoy the content, if you kind of like following these types of journeys, I've just made the transition, like I said, a few months ago, and I'm trying to build this up to a 6-figure business. Please like and subscribe. I'm posting 3 to 4 videos a week to keep the content moving and keep everybody updated on everything. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Tomorrow we've got a fun, exciting video. We're going to one of Michigan's biggest flea markets. So that should be fun. I'm hoping to find some good stuff out there. So stay tuned, and I will see you guys then.